Hello and welcome to the Midweek Spotlight. I've got with me Linden Springer. Thanks very much for joining us in our new set. What do you think of the new set?
It's awesome. A lot of good trophies in here.
Lots of trophies. It's comfortable. It looks nice. That's what we're aiming for here. Just want to have a wee quick chat about the weekend just passed. What a weekend it was as well, to travel away to Cardiff and Sheffield. It's been tough the whole month. First of all, tell me what it was like heading into Cardiff, especially with the week just before, with that result still ringing in your ears. What was your thoughts and the team's thoughts going into that game in Cardiff?
Yeah, it was a close game the first weekend in Cardiff. Even that game, it was a tough road schedule to get there. We were up pretty early on that Sunday, so we had some positive things to take away from that game. I thought we did a lot of good things, and our PK was good. I think our 5-on-5 was really strong. There's just a few little tweaks and adjustments that we worked on that whole week, and going down there, we knew it was going to be another tough road travel, and it was a little worse than we expected. There was a little crash, and we showed up late and didn't have too much time to warm up or anything like that for the game.
How much does that affect you? When people are going, people can be very superstitious, can't they? Guys can get things. Does anyone get upset by that type of thing? We're going to be late. I need my warm up time. I need everything done the way I like it. Is there much of that in this team? Is there much superstition?
I don't know. I mean, some guys are definitely very superstitious and like to be there really early, but yeah. It doesn't really affect me too much. I like to just get there and warm up quick and get my stick ready and go. But you're more worried about the guys it does affect when that's happening. But it obviously didn't affect us too much. We came out, we had a great start, and after being on the bus for 9.5, 10 hours, whatever it was, we had a really good first period, good first 10 minutes. So there was no ill effects of that. So that was really exciting for us to see. It's
interesting with a game. It's so unusual to be playing an away game against, say, Cardiff, the playoff champions, 1 week in between. It's an unusual thing that the fixtures kind of happen like that. But to get that kind of result out of it, I mean, we've known this team looks good. We're just waiting to see that little bit of clicking. We had a great result against Fife, but that was the first real sign of what this team can do. And what was that like for the rest of the team? I mean, in practice, it's been great, hasn't it? But to be able to do it competitively against top opposition must be such a buzz.
Yeah, I think it's just confirming what we knew already. I think we knew that we were going to be a really high-powered offensive team, and there was a few things we needed to tweak defensively. But I mean, from week one, we knew that this team was going to be a powerhouse and we were going to be a force to be reckoned with. So it was just a matter of time before we clicked and everybody was on the same page. And I guess that meant switching up a few lines, a few deep pairs, working on a few different things systematically. But it looks really good right now. Everybody's really confident. We kind of have that swagger to us, especially after that win in Cardiff. You're buzzing going into Sunday in Sheffield.
There was plenty going on in that game as well. One of the, obviously, to go behind first of all, power play goal for Cardiff, to show that little bit of grit, to have that comeback, especially within the period, and draw it kind of level. Becca stepping up there as well, getting that goal on the score sheet. But then your next goal comes from Mac Howlett. Great to see him get that goal, first goal of the season for the club, and you could see the reaction from the players and from Mac. What it means for the young British kid to kind of score against top opposition like that. That's a real bit of an energy boost for the team as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a young guy that the guys kind of rally around. He works hard. He tries to do all the right things. He's out there early for practice every day, so he's out there working on his craft, and when you see him get rewarded like that, I mean, obviously the bench is a lot more fired up than just a normal goal, and to go up, it's huge. So
what was Mac like when he came back to the bench?
Yeah,
Is he still going?
He's still buzzing, but
brilliant.
You just get that feeling when you get those kind of goals that it's kind of that game's kind of meant to go your way. Yeah. So there was just that confidence after that goal that more were going to come and we were going to be successful.
It was a real mixture of games. There was plenty of skill on show from both sides as well. Everyone was Cardiff, incredibly talented team as well. But there was lots of grit in that game as well, and we saw it from Andrew Lord as well, shouting over at Zach Fitzgerald. It really shows that the clan really got under Cardiff's skin in that game. What was going on in that moment in the bench? Was it just one of those kind of moments where it just kind of bubbles up? The game's at a real peak.
Yeah, I mean, that Cardiff's not going to go away easily. There's a reason why they don't lose a lot of games in a year. So they were getting, I would say, for the better part, dominated in that game offensively, and they were just looking to find another way to turn the momentum in their favor, and they did a little bit. They came back and they had some momentum swings, and even if if Lordo's doing that on the bench, screaming and yelling, he's just trying to get his guys going and get the crowd back into the game, which he did. So you got to give him credit for never saying die, and I guess we just overcame that and kept playing.
It's funny you say that. I think, like, as a fan looking at that as well, people maybe see that as being, oh, the Clan's got under his skin, but as you're saying as well, it can be a very clever tactical move. The arena is kind of a bit flat. What other way do you kind of get it up and going? And that really got Cardiff back up and running for a little moment there, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just lit a fire under them, and they kind of had that confidence, and they were just destined to play simple hockey after that. And they're going to get their hits and their bumps, and it's tough with those games when they were being called really tight by the officials. We just got to wait for your power plays, and hopefully you are on the right side of those calls. But you just have to keep going, especially when they play physical like that. You stay tight and you stay supportive of one another in your defensive zone. It's going to be a lot easier.
So obviously, like a fantastic result, and it was really interesting. I was watching the Steelers game from that night as well, and I was just waiting for in the commentary, and they start talking about the results around the league, and I was waiting for them to mention the Clan score against Cardiff, and sure enough, as I imagined it would be, it's like, and what are results coming out of Cardiff? You've really got to stand up and take notice of this Clan team, but there's still that confidence in Sheffield, so you're going into a big barn, a confident team, a team that looks like a great team on paper, and having seen out that game against Cardiff, that became the big skill again against Sheffield. It was all about that first period and then seeing it out. But what a first period against Sheffield. Tell me what it was like going into the dressing room after going 4-0 up against Sheffield in their barn.
Well, I mean, like even before that, I was talking with one of the guys I knew around the rink from Sheffield, and he asked me about the Cardiff game, and he said, "Oh, like what happened in Cardiff last night? Like what's going on in Cardiff?"
Yeah.
I said, I don't think you understand. Like, we're a force. Like, we're a very, very good team. And he kind of gave me a look. Like, I was like, well, you'll see. We'll show you tonight. And
do you want to tell us who that guy is?
No.
Thought fish it.
No, and then the first period, it's just one of those things. We know going in there, their first two lines are very high-powered, and our lines are very high-powered, so as defensemen, I guess as a defensive core, you're looking to just stay simple and keep the puck in your forwards' hands, and that's what we did. We kept them the outside in the first bit, and, I mean, Raz got off to a great start.
Yeah.
Chad, unreal. But, you see one go in and you're excited, and then you see the next one, okay, it's 2-0, and then it's 3, and it's 4, and you just kind of have this confidence going, and it's like, it's great, and it's a lot of fun to play like that. And give them credit, they came back in the second and the third, and they made their push, but we showed how good of a team we can play.
Holding out is a skill in itself, isn't it? When
Absolutely.
You see that, you're able to shut out a game. But you mentioned the two guys there I really wanted to talk about as well. First of all, Chad Rowe, seeing him on the score sheet getting up and going and starting to show what he can do is great to see as well. But Rasmus Bjerrum, I guess, was who the weekend was about. For him to drop in, just had the baby and stuff. There's a lot going on in his life. He comes in and shows that dad strength
that
suddenly comes when guys have a baby. He could probably lift a house at the moment. And what a game he had. And it was a little bit of speed that we maybe didn't realise we could do with in the transition. But what finishing ability there as well. Really high standard of finishing. It's been great to add that extra dynamic to this lineup.
Yeah, Raz, he's this quiet, humble, happy-go-lucky guy. And it's hilarious because his game is so loud and so hardworking.
Yeah.
And it just seems like such Jekyll and Hyde. But we love him. He's a great guy. And the dad strength, obviously, he's pretty untouchable down low with the puck, and it's actually pretty frustrating to practice against. But and with Chad, he's a guy. He's a glue guy in the room. Everybody loves him. He's nice guy Chad for a reason.
Nice guy Chad.
Yeah. But it's just a matter of time. You see flashes of it all the time. How good of a guy, how good of a player he is, and he's going to keep getting more and more points, and he's a big guy for us. So we're really excited to have him and see what he can do.
Yeah, two fantastic results, and it's part of the kind of culture of the club that we have this time when Disney on Ice is in the rink and the mouse is in the house, as we say, and to go out on that kind of road trip and to come back with results like that is absolutely fantastic and really sets the team up for the season. It's great. It's not over yet.
Yeah.
This weekend, a double header against the Nottingham Panthers. What's the team spirit like heading into that, and what do you know about the Panthers, and what kind of hockey are you expecting? What are you expecting these games to be like?
I mean, we obviously have taken our look at Nottingham, but I think that we're in a position that we're really focused on what we're doing and making them play to what we want to do. We're going to dictate the pace, and we're gonna play the game that we want to play it. So this week we've been buzzing around. We've felt good, and it's been really exciting. Obviously, after such a good weekend, there's a lot of smiles around the rink, and everybody's happy to be there. So just a lot of confidence going into this weekend, and just play our game. And I think we're pretty excited to see what the result will be.
How much does it play into the style of game when you're playing a team back to back like that? I mean, obviously we had that recently with Dundee, and those were two difficult results, surprise result early in the season to take. You're playing the same guys 2 nights on the trot. It's like a mini series, but to go and do that in Nottingham twice, Nottingham on the Saturday, Nottingham on the Sunday, you get all those little battles and things like that just develop. Does it feel like a little mini series? Will that have an impact?
Yeah, I mean, I love it. It's fun. So, it's fun knowing you're going back to the same rink the next night. It's basically a 6-period game. So you're playing for the first night, but it's also you're playing for the second night as well.
Who does that play an advantage to? Is that because you, as an away team travelling, there's so many disadvantages that those guys know their rink, they've got the crowd and all those kind of things. But is that reduced a little bit when you're playing there twice? Do you get like a second stab at it basically, or does it make it harder, the fact that you've got to play these teams back to back?
No, I don't think so. I think it's actually a little bit more easier for us because we're not on the road the second day.
Yeah.
So we're not sitting on the bus for 4 or 9 hours before a game, which is huge. You know, we get to go to bed early, wake up a little later, go about our business on Sunday like we would kind of at home here. So I think it kind of takes the advantage a little bit away from a home game for Nottingham, but at the end of the day, it's still a home and a home for them. So
great.
They do have the advantage, but obviously we can impose our will on the road too.
Well, congratulations on a fantastic weekend, and good luck for one in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us.